Two American tennis legends, Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. Just last month, Sampras defeated Agassi at Wimbledon for his 12th Grand Slam title. Earlier this summer, Andre won the French Open to become only the 5th man to win all 4 Grand Slam titles. But Sampras and Agassi transcend the record books. They are linked. They are bonded together in a rivalry that has defined the world of tennis in the 90s. We're witnessing the rebirth of the intense competitive rivalry of these two legends. Today, Pete and Andre play for the championship of the Mercedes-Benz Cup. This is as good as it gets. From Los Angeles, California, Mercedes-Benz presents the ATP Tour on Fox Sports Net. And today, a classic matchup, the number 1 and 2 seeds, Andre Agassi and Pete Sampras, ready to go for the title. Here come the players through the locker room entrance out onto this beautiful center court at UCLA. Good afternoon, everybody. Barry McKay with you, along with my colleague Lee Shires. Excitement in the air, Lee. This is a classic confrontation, but how does this rivalry rate for you?
Well, these two great players have pretty much fueled tennis through the 90s, much the way Bjorn Borg and John McEnroe did, Martina Navratilova and Chris Evert did as well. So we're witnessing history here today. Two of the great players going for the 25th time, one of the great rivalries in sport.
And a wonderful way to start the summer season here in Los Angeles. The U.S. Open, only 30 days away. We'll be in Washington before that. We'll be at the Hamlet as well. Tremendous day here, though, as these two players get a big hand as they come onto center court. But, Lee, speaking of this tournament, tremendous history here. Jack Kramer, Don Budge, Fred Perry, Pancho Gonzalez, Rod Laver, they've all won this tournament. Andre Agassi's won it, too, but what's he got to do today to beat Sampras?
Well, I think he's more comfortable here on the hard courts where he's a defending champion. He's never beaten Pete Sampras on grass, so I think he's looking forward to playing him here. He has to use his strength, his service return, to get to Pete Sampras' second serve. If he can do well on Pete Sampras' second serve and hold his own serve, he certainly has a great chance today. I think the longer the match goes, the more chance Andre Agassi has to win this match. Should be a great one. I'm looking forward to it.
Joining us this weekend, Vince Van Patten. He's at courtside. Let's go down to Vince right now. Vinny, take it away.
How you doing, Bear? I'm down here with Brad Gilbert, the coach of Andre. Just a year and a half ago, he was a little overweight. He was out of shape. He was in Burbank playing a satellite. He's here. He's back. He's feeling good. How do you feel about that, Brad?
Well, Burbank was a long time ago. That was your old neck of the woods out there. But, you know, at the time, that's what he needed to do. It was like a, good baseball player going down to the AA, just getting his stroke. There was nothing wrong with his game. He just needed a lot of matches. And, it seems like an eternity to go.
This is a great, great rivalry. Like McEnroe and Borg, what they played. I mean, and you're a great part of this. You brought his game back. You really helped him. Now, what does he have to do today to beat him?
I think the key today is the 2 second serves. If Andre can win 60% of the points on his second serve, and he needs to win at least 50% of the points on Pete's second serve. Those are the big stats for Andre today.
It's a really slow, chalky court. And it doesn't look like that when Pete's hitting the ball because he hits it so hard. But that maybe it'll favor Andre. Do you think so?
I'd like to think so, but if Pete's hitting his second serve 120 like he was doing in Wimbledon, it could be a long day.
Once again, Brad, you're an odds maker. What would be the odds for this match? Can you say that? Is Andre a favorite or is it Pete? What do you think?
Oh, well, like in England, they both have a -110. It's a pick'em.
I agree. Back to you, Barry.
All right, Vince, what a matchup. Agassi on the left, Sampras on the right. And we talked to Pete Sampras about his old rival, Andre Agassi. He had quite a lot to say about his opponent today.
He's got one of the best returns you'll probably ever see. He's got great hand-eye coordination, and when he sets up to the ball, and he hits the ball as well as anyone. He's got a good serve. He sets up his points very well, and but his return of serve is so strong that's what kind of sets up a lot of his wins. And but he can also pop in an ace here and there, and comes in every now and again. But he's primarily just a guy that stands on the baseline and just cracks and makes you run and doesn't give you a lot of time to breathe.
Sampras will be ready today, and we are ready. The number 1 seed, Andre Agassi, going against his old rival, Pete Sampras, the 6-time Wimbledon champion. Stay with us on Fox Sports Net. A classic confrontation coming up. A beautiful day here in Southern California and a packed house here at the Los Angeles Tennis Center on the campus of UCLA for this final round match. Let's go now to Dave Schembri, the general manager of Mercedes-Benz from Los Angeles. Dave, take it away.
On behalf of Mercedes-Benz USA and all of our Southern California retailers, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the championship match of the 1999 Mercedes-Benz Cup. For more than a century now, Mercedes-Benz has participated in and supported several major sporting events throughout the world. The Mercedes-Benz Cup continues that fine tradition with a top-ranked player field in this beautiful setting here at UCLA. This is where the Mercedes-Benz three-pointed star meets the stars of tennis. Mercedes-Benz represents the finest automotive experience in the world, while the Mercedes-Benz Cup presents world-class competition on the courts. It's a perfect match. Tennis doesn't get any better than this. Thank you, and please enjoy the 1999 Mercedes-Benz Cup.
All right, Dave, thanks very much. Delighted to have Mercedes-Benz involved, obviously, the Mercedes-Benz Cup and a packed task. We mentioned Vince Van Patten is with us. Let's go down to Vince right now, who's with Paul Annacone. Vince.
Hey, Barry, how you doing? I'm here with Paul Annacone, Pete Sampras' coach, of course. You know, they started having this rivalry about 5 years ago. You think they both are they playing at the highest level right now, or do you think they were back then?
I think it just goes through peaks and valleys, but obviously right now Pete coming off Wimbledon and Andre getting to the finals and also winning the French Open, they can't be playing too poorly, so it's tough to measure it, but I think they're both playing really well.
Now, what is Pete going to do today? Just going to play his game? I know the court's pretty slow. Does he have to change? He's going to be a little more patient?
I think he's got to try to control the points whenever he can, obviously. I think that, you know, returning Andre's serve, he's got to make sure that he's offensive and he's the one that's trying to control the point. Andre's probably the greatest ball striker in the history of the game, so Pete can't be the one that's playing defense a lot. So he's going to try to control the tempo of the match, and if he does, he's got a good chance.
Hope it's a great match. I'm sure it'll be. Thanks a lot, Paul. Back to you, Barry.
All right, Vince. Excitement in the air, as we mentioned. Both players a huge hand as they walked out, and now we're ready to go. This is best of three for the championship. Sampras to serve. First game, first set. Pete Sampras versus Andre Agassi. Just wide. Agassi jumping all over the court back there, Leaf. He is charged up. Agassi drills the passing shot. Kind of reminds me of that first point we did a couple years ago at the start of the year up in San Jose when he jumped all over that return.
Again, he can munch the returns, but he's also tremendous off the second ball. That's a half volley backhand pass down the line. Brilliant hands.
Short ball. Miss hit. Just long. Very close on that baseline. Sampras knew he got a break.
And here's Pete Sampras so far pretty comfortable coming through. He had a tough one against Wayne Ferreira. Remember, Ferreira had beaten him the last 4 times they played, so that was a big challenge that Sampras had to overcome, and took out the unseeded Sekulov in the semifinals, the young Australian.
Sampras spins that ball out wide. A little change of pace on the first serve. 30-15.
It was interesting, Brad Gilbert mentioning that second serve as well. Paul Annacone also says, when I look at a match statistic, I really only look at second serve statistics. You know, how is Pete doing on his second serve? Because when you have a big first serve like that, you get a lot of free points, and it doesn't really tell you what's happening in the match once the point starts.
126 miles per hour from Sampras on that first serve, and so Sampras now quickly to gain point here in the first game. Down the center, look wide. Agassi thought it was wide. There'll be no call. And Agassi serving now, second game, as he starts with an ace. 125 miles per hour. Well, during each set this year on Fox Sports Net, we'll be selecting a Ginsana extra energy point for outstanding effort and energy. We'll keep you posted on that one. Sampras unloads the inside-out forehand for a winner, 15-all.
Well, as convincing as Pete Sampras has been, Andre Agassi has played equally as well. Took out Jan-Michael Gamble comfortably in the first set and has not lost a set this week. Leighton Hewitt rolling over his left ankle in the quarterfinal. Of course, Hewitt will be out for 3 to 4 weeks, but certainly Agassi looking strong and sharp.
And there's the play that Paul Annacone has really worked on Sampras. The chipped return comes in, puts the pressure on. Agassi unable to hit the passing shot.
Well, Agassi is going to have to do more with that second serve. That was really more of an invitation. Sampras took it. And that's classic Andre Agassi stuff there. He opens up the court, and then when he sets up and hits his ground strokes, he might be the best player in the world. Look at the setup. He's in position, and from that position, he can drive the ball with tremendous pace, and that's what makes him so great.
Agassi, a little deception there. Looked like he was going to go inside out leap and then drew it up the line.
Well, he can hold that ball on the forehand. He turns that shoulder and shows you that, and that makes it think that you're going to go into that backhand corner. Instead, he rolls it down into the forehand.
Game point, Agassi, to get even at 1-all. Oh, Sampras. A flowing backhand up the line. Beautiful shot from the 6-time Wimbledon champion.
You know, this is the great respect you have to have for Pete Sampras. And what he does so well against Agassi is he plays beautifully off the move. Normally, players who are on the move against Agassi can't do as much. But Pete Sampras can hurt you when he's in trouble.
Oh, Sampras again. Agassi out wide, and Pete just takes that ball and drills it for a clean winner cross court off the return.
I mean, and that is just classic stuff. When Pete Sampras is in trouble, on the run, stretched out, he can come up with amazing stuff. And here is a break point now. Really a critical point early.
No, Agassi mishits. And so Sampras breaks early. Sampras up 2-love. Well, my partner Lee Shiras takes a closer look at this match.
Leafs Game Plan is brought to you by Prudential.
Well, we talked about Agassi having to return well, but he also must hold serve, play well on the second serve, and try and get it into 3 sets. Make Pete stay out there in the heat a long time. Obviously, Sampras is going to try and serve well. The shorter, more aggressive points favor Pete Sampras, and of course, he's going to be at the net. He's going to play from the back, use that all-court game. So far, Pete Sampras has done everything right.
But I'm looking for that way to win that you
Find a way to win.
Find a way to win.
Well, there are times in a match, or a matchup, I should say, when you're up against someone who's playing well, like Andre is today. I mean, you've just got to figure it out when you're out there. What's working for you, use it, and find a way to get those chances and capitalize.
Agassi with a little encouragement on a double fault from Sampras. Gets off to a love 15 lead here. Second serve now. Another error, and so Agassi now love 30. Leaf, you love to get that break back right away.
Great return of serve. Agassi took the ball early, sharply hit ball cross court. Sampras with the error.
Actually, a perfect day for play today. Sampras looks up, but not that bright sun that we've had over the last day and a half out here. A little bit of overcast up there, so that's good playing conditions for both players. Nope.
15.
That's something Sampras is looking to do. You know, you get Agassi off balance. You know, if he doesn't have time to set up, he's not the same player. And there, Sampras used that backhand to stretch Agassi out.
That was Gil Reyes on Brad Gilbert's left in that last shot. Agassi's longtime friend and physical trainer. Oh, another error from Sampras, and so now Agassi with 2 big opportunities, double break point, 3rd game, 1st set. Listen to this crowd, Leaf. I think these folks in Southern California, even though Sampras has moved back here, still are big Agassi fans. .127 miles per hour, right down the center.
Well, Agassi did well to get that service return back in play, but Sampras came up with a great backhand cross-court. Got him back to do so. Sampras dodging a couple bullets here. And I'm sure he's saying, I need to hold my serve and consolidate this break.
Just wide. There is Norm Christ, one of the most experienced chair umpires on the tour. Ooh, and Sampras, a big second serve. Sampras gets out of trouble. 3-love Sampras, first set. Andre Agassi looks up, checks the sun, of which there is very little today behind those clouds. Agassi, and by golly, look who's here. Brooks Shields in the crowd, rooting for, I'm sure, Mr. Agassi. Former friends, perhaps. Look at this great rivalry. The 25th time these two have met. Open court. Agassi just drills it off the backhand volley, and so Agassi now 1 point away from getting on the board, and I think you're going to hear a roar go up if he wins this point lead. And there it is. Agassi holds at love, a big hand. Sampras still with a break. Well, earlier this week, this tournament honored Rod Laver. He is the man of the week here. This was Monday night as Laver came out to a tremendous ovation. A big handshake from tournament director Bobby Kramer, and then flanked by these two legends, and certainly a legend himself, Rod Laver. A big night for him, and we're all delighted to see Rod back and healthy again after that stroke of about a year ago. I hear he's hitting some tennis balls, Lee.
He is. He's back out on the court and playing, and even playing a bit of golf. And certainly Pete Sampras always looked up to Rod Laver as his idol and someone he modeled his game after. As we watch Sampras play that deep volley, Agassi can't track it down.
Open court, Agassi, solid forehand.
And you can see on the return, if you can make the volley up or play a half volley, you have a much better chance of winning the point. You can see the time it gives Agassi. Look at this. He's set up to hit this forehand. He can go either way. And that's what he wants to do, is get that service return down.
15 all. Agassi may be thinking, Leaf, about that game when he had 15-40, an opportunity to break, and didn't pull it off. Solid serve, 127 down the center, ace number 2.
Well, Pete Sampras thrives on that serve. And look at how that extension goes up on that serve. Really reaches up and snaps down. Beautiful motion, very fluid and very loose.
Just catches the tape, and so Sampras holds. 4-1 Pete Sampras, first set. 4-1 Sampras, a packed house here on center court. As Agassi in the near court now, trying to hold and get to 4-2. One of the all-time greats, Jack Kramer, in the crowd today, former tournament director here, and certainly, as you mentioned the other night, Leaf, the father of professional tennis, the guy that really got it going. Wide.
We were talking about rivalries in the opening, and I think Jack Kramer had a couple of rivalries, probably with Frank Sedgman, perhaps. And,
certainly, and Gonzalez as well, when Pancho first turned pro, yeah.
So those are some of the other notable rivalries of that era, as we see one of the greatest of the 90s right here.
Agassi drills that forehand. beautiful recovery and a better shot.
Well, I think Andre has relaxed a little bit now from when he lost his serve. You know, sometimes when you get your serve broken early in such a big match, it can get inside your head and fluster you and frustrate you. It looks like he's trying to calm down, get his focus on his own serve so he can concentrate on somehow breaking Pete Sampras' serve.
Agassi, a very quick game. And so Andre Agassi holds 4-2 Sampras. Speaking of fast serves and fast deliveries, let's look at our FedEx chart here for the year. Ruzetsky up there at 140.
Yeah, he has served well, and then Krajicek, Philippoussis, Kiefer. Noticeably absent is Pete Sampras. You see Moya's on there, Max Mirny, some guys who are perhaps not known for their big serve. Boy, and that's a break now for Agassi when you can win that first point against someone who serves as big as Pete Sampras.
15, Agassi again jumping off to a quick start on Pete's serve. 7th game, first set. Ooh. Nice looking safe forehand volley, Leaf. He just kind of guided that ball up the line.
Again, play to the open court and then take a good position at the net. And you can see how Sampras does that beautifully here. Watch how he controls that volley. His racket face is open.
Called a fault. Break for Agassi, 130 miles per hour, just missing on that service line. The lob will be good. Sampras took that extra step, Leaf, and Agassi saw it. Beautiful timing on that backhand topspin.
Well, Agassi can beat you in so many ways. I mean, Sampras has to look for the roll cross court and then shot down the line, but he also has this shot. Watch how he rolls from under the ball. It all happens very quickly, and that's what beats Sampras. You just can't read this one.
That's one of Pete's favorite shots. Sampras right back with serve and volley action. 30 all.
And if you're going to serve and volley and you get a floating ball like that, Barry, you've got to move to it quickly before it drops so you can volley down.
We're so used to seeing that air Sampras shot that it's rare that you see a ball get over Pete's head. There it is. Speaking of air Sampras, he comes right back.
You know, Pete Sampras makes his shot look easy, but the timing is remarkable. Again, look at the ventilation there. I mean, he's getting up 4 or 5 feet. It's almost like a slam dunk or a spike in volleyball.
It's tremendous the way, and he stays up there. Game point, Sampras. Agassi drills the forehand return and stays alive. It's deuce.
Again, if you're facing a big, hard first serve, don't take a big swing at it. Agassi, even though he's hitting the ball hard, it's pretty compact. See how he keeps the ball out in front?
Sampras again using that spin out wide, really mixing that serve up well, Leaf.
Boy, and that has been a real key for Sampras today, is that serve out wide. He's really been winning a lot of points in the deuce court going wide.
It's wide. Again, Agassi just getting that racket on the ball, keeping it in play, and the game is still alive. Norm Christ in the chair.
And this is what Agassi has to do. He's got to scramble and tough these games out, scratch and claw, get that ball back into play any way you can. There he got the error out of Sampras.
It's long. Sampras, I don't believe it, Leaf goes out wide for his third ace. Takes a big chance on a huge point.
Well, that is a confident serve. I mean, you don't hit that shot unless you're confident. And you can see how well he's played this week. 32 aces. Most in the tournament.
Yes. And for the third advantage point in a row, Agassi, brilliant play on the return and then the passing shot.
Agassi is playing his best tennis just to stay in the game. Look at this passing shot off the back foot, stretched out. Two great players at their best right now.
Sampras again when he needs it. Amazing, 4 adds in a row, and he can't close this game out. But that's the thing with Agassi. Don't you try maybe a little too much?
That's right. Agassi puts that pressure on. You can see some unforced from Sampras trying to create that. You feel like you have to do a little bit of something special because Agassi can run a few shots down and come up with some magic.
Sounded like a racket broke. And Sampras breaks his first string of the match. We'll see more of those.
I talked to Nate Ferguson, his stringer, just before the match. He strung 6 new rackets at 75 pounds. The string is 18 gauge gut. I mean, that is the most narrow, super thin gut you can get.
We used to think 17 gauge was thin leaf, but 18 is just very, very thin. And so he expects to break strings, doesn't he, during a match?
That's right. He also uses a vibration dampener in the strings. You know, his problem, he feels, is that he can't keep the strings tight enough, so he has to restring them every morning. Even if he doesn't use the racket that day, he cuts the strings out and has them restrung the next day.
Don't forget, that was a second serve coming up with a racket he has not hit a ball with yet, and so a double fault is second, and now Agassi, a big opportunity here, break point.
Well, he adjusted on that first serve. One more thing about Pete Sampras' rackets, they're almost 390 grams. And that's a very heavy racket that's over 14 ounces. So he plays with a very heavy, very tightly strung racket. I think a lot of people would pick that racket up and have a hard time hitting the ball over the net with it.
The great Don Budge used a very heavy racket for his day, Leaf. That's why they said he had that huge backhand return. Good shot by Agassi again, and Sampras with the error, and so once again Agassi with a chance to break.
Again, Agassi with just a remarkable service return. I mean, he was inside the baseline, compact swing, his weight was down, just nailed that ball deep, and so another break point chance.
And there it is, Agassi breaks back. As Brooke Shield looks on. Stay with us. We got action here from Los Angeles. Well, this promised to be a fantastic match, and so far it has been, as Agassi now has broken back. 3-4. New tennis balls, and Sampras unloads the backhand.
And there's an example of maybe Andre Agassi should have served and volleyed there. He got the high return. Instead of moving forward, he had to retreat. And this gave Pete Sampras time. Look at the preparation, beautiful grip, and again, his weight is through the ball. And that's what makes that ball go through the court.
Oh, yes. It is not easy to hit a winner against Agassi from the backcourt, and Sampras done it twice in a row.
Hey, Sampras. Wow, some beautiful tennis early here.
Sampras looked like he was going to come in behind that return, Leaf, and then suddenly changed his mind. Ball floats long. Agassi's still in it here, 15-30.
Paul Annacone, he'll always take notes during a match and pick out 1 or 2 things that he wants to talk to Pete Sampras about after the match.
Agassi from love 30 down gets out of some trouble. 30 all. 30. Just catches the tape as Agassi gets backed up by a deep Sampras return.
Sampras strong so far on break points, capitalizing on the one chance he has had.
Net cord, and another, it goes wide. Agassi was in big trouble there, Leaf.
You know, they were trading ground strokes from the backcourt. Sampras had the short ball and was going to come in. So a big break for Agassi there. Again, sets up on the back end, and here he comes. You know he's saying, geez, what a chance. Break point, and I'm coming in. And I missed the approach shot.
It's deuce. Solid serve out wide from Agassi. A little bit change of pace there, only 105 miles per hour. And Agassi gets out of big trouble, down love 30. It is 4 games all, first set.
Why choose between airline miles and hotel points when only Hilton gives you both? It's a fast way to earn a free vacation. It happens at the Hilton. For reservations, call 1-800-HILTONS.
4 games all, first set. Agassi back from big deficit and a service break. Catches Sampras, love 15.
And I think this crowd is not necessarily pro Agassi. I think they just want to see a close match because they love both these American players here. Pete Sampras residing now in Los Angeles.
He mentioned that several times yesterday, Lee, when he got the award for the most amount of weeks at #1. He said, I'm glad to be back in LA, and everybody gave him a huge hand here, obviously. Agassi knew he was caught. Let out a yell. 15 all.
And that's what a good serve and volleyer does. You volley behind the player. He did that beautifully there. And there's a look at the trophy that was awarded to Pete Sampras, surpassing Ivan Lendl for most weeks at #1 on the ATP Tour computer, 271 weeks.
Just wide. That all happened yesterday as Sampras won the semifinal and regained the #1 ranking in the world. And that is a brilliant little drop volley. He had to stretch, Leaf. Didn't expect to hit that shot.
Well, we are just being treated to some amazing tennis. Look at this approach shot. A nice chip deep. He's really stretched out. And look at how he opens up the racket face on the full stretch and just carves it. A little bit of backspin on the ball.
That was a brilliant shot from Sampras. There's a strange... You don't see that very often. Most players will take the ball if they don't like the toss. At that time, Sampras was moving his weight into the ball and suddenly stopped. Let and a fault. Solid return from Agassi. Catches Sampras inside the baseline.
Again, a great return off the second serve. I mean, that was just an emphatic return, and you have to be that way.
How'd you like to be Brad Gilbert's manicurist? Don't have much of a job.
There's nothing left after a match like this.
I tell you, this is a beauty. 4 games all, 30 all, first set. And a double fault from Sampras, his 3rd of the match. And what a time for it. Gives Agassi a break point here. 9th game. Ooh, second serve. Sampras in, forces the shot. Agassi just missing down the line.
Again, if you're going to come into the net and you're going to play a chip, it's either got to be very short or it's got to be very deep. And that one was nice and deep. Again, he's going to want to attack into the deep part of the court, force Andre Agassi way back. And it's tough to pass from back there. Even Andre Agassi cannot pick a spot off that one.
Oh! And a fault. Unbelievable sequence of shots. Great return by Agassi and a better volley by Sampras.
Now watch him play this volley off his toes. Again, he uses the pace, pops the racket down there. Watch the racket face open just slightly to control that pace.
That last serve and volley, a little reminiscent of Wimbledon. When Agassi was playing great tennis, Sampras played better.
You know, sometimes the harder the return comes to you, the easier it is to play the volley. Because you pretty much just have to put your racket there, but certainly that one was hit like a rocket.
And Sampras gets out of trouble. 5 games to 4. Sampras in the first set. Pete Sampras leading now in the first set, 5-4. We have seen some brilliant tennis thus far in this match. 2 quality players playing some excellent tennis here, Lee. 15 love, Agassi.
Well, remember, coming into this match, Agassi had won 17 of 18 matches, losing only in the Wimbledon final, won the French. Sampras has won 16 matches in a row. So you've got 2 great players playing their best tennis.
No, I didn't think it was a lead call.
Norm Chris being questioned by Agassi, asking if he thought it was a bit of an early call on that service ball. 15 love. That's wide, I think. A big roar went up, but that ball just wide of the sideline. Sampras' favorite shot, Leaf, on the run.
Well, that's why Sampras plays so well against Agassi. When he's on the move, he can come up with some amazing stuff. That one did not miss by much.
Just catches the tape, and so Agassi quickly now to 40 love.
Agassi serving into the body there. That really handcuffed Sampras. Sampras couldn't drive that return like he wanted to.
That will go long, and so Agassi ties it up. We are at 5 games all. Well, some tremendous history here. Beautiful scoreboard of past champions. Agassi up on top there. Last year's champions, Sampras, McEnroe, Laver. Boy, I don't know how
Who's this guy down here at the bottom?
How'd that character get in there? That was before you were born, Lee. Back in 1960. Yeah, it was a 5-setter against my old friend Butch Buchholz at the old Los Angeles Tennis Club. That was when the event was played over there in Hollywood. Different atmosphere today here on the campus of UCLA. Sampras and Agassi tied at 5 all, first set. Look at this stadium used for the intercollegiate matches of the Bruins. UCLA playing great intercollegiate matches right here on the stadium. But this week it is set for the ATP Tour and the Mercedes-Benz Cup. 15 love Sampras. tell you, Sampras volleying today about as well as I've ever seen volley lately.
Yeah, and when you're serving and volleying that well, you feel like you can cover the net like a blanket. I mean, he has not really let many balls get by him. Again, Sampras spending a bit more time at the net, 31 times forward.
Well, we jinxed him. First real easy volley that he's missed. He has been so consistent up at net.
Well, he makes the hard ones.
Yeah.
Misses the easy ones.
He's hit a couple brilliant volleys. 30-15, 5 games all. Best of 3 for the title. This hit from Agassi, and Sampras goes to 40-15. Another high backhand volley catches the tape. So all those people that have been out playing tennis on Sunday morning and missed those easy balls are saying, hey, the best player in the world does it too. Lets it go, and so Sampras now 6 games to 5. When we return to the Mercedes-Benz Cup in Los Angeles, Andre Agassi serves to get into a tiebreak. Stay with us. Andre Agassi serving now to get into a tiebreak, loses that first point on a forehand error. Love 15. Sampras 3 points away from a set. Now that sun's starting to sneak out from behind the clouds, and you can see Agassi checking it out from that far side. Wow. Unbelievable point. They just kept getting harder and harder, Lee.
Well, Agassi is going to use all the court, and he's going to force Pete way off the court. Look at how far he is off the court here. He's got plenty of room to hit back into. Finally, the error from Sampras. That's one thing Andre Agassi does so well, is force you outside that doubles alley.
He hits that little short backhand with the angle better than any player in the game.
And Agassi has improved his serve. This is a twisting serve that really throws Pete Sampras off. You can see how he comes over the top, creates that high bounding spin.
No call, right on the sideline. Agassi with his second ace of the match goes to 40-15. Game point to get into the tiebreak.
Well, Agassi is serving very effectively. He really has regrouped from losing his serve early.
Sampras trying to get in behind it. Finds the net. We are dead even at 6 games all as Gil Reyes in the white coat. Andre's trainer looks on. Tiebreak time.
Well, Sampras likes playing tiebreakers. He's got a bit of an edge. Agassi also comfortable, but certainly Sampras with that serve is extra threatening because he can win points very quickly and really put the pressure on you. Like that.
Ace number 5, 131 miles per hour, right up the center. And you think they've played 24 times and only 7 tiebreakers. That is an amazing stat we just saw. Agassi quickly moves his racket out of the way. The ball goes long. 1 point all.
And you can see that Agassi was setting up his office right on that baseline. He doesn't give you any real estate. Likes to play that ball early.
Sampras with the solid return puts Agassi in trouble.
2-1.
Sampras now with a mini break, so I'm sure he's saying a couple of first serves here and I can build on this lead.
It's long. Sampras 4-1.
Again, this second serve, 117 miles an hour. I mean, a lot of players would be happy to have this as a first. Again, great extension up at the ball, and see how he snaps with his wrist. And he brushes along the side of the ball, adding some slice for control.
As he catches Sampras, they've played 6 points. They'll change sides. Sampras with the mini break up 4-2.
You know, and that serve there, it's like throwing a curveball early in the count. You know, you sit down ready for your return to serve, and you're expecting pace, you know, off a first serve.
We're at the Mercedes-Benz Cup Championship action. Pete Sampras going against Andre Agassi. I'm Barry McKay along with Leaf Shires, bringing you the action on Fox Sports Net. 6 games all, first set, and now we are in a tiebreak. Sampras leading 4-2. Absolute sellout crowd here for these two legends of the game.
So when you're looking for that fastball and he throws in that changeup, it really throws you off. That wins Agassi some easy points. Let's see if he goes with the changeup here or comes in with the fastball.
Just wide. 125 miles per hour, but missed that center service. Look out. Unbelievable get from Agassi. I thought for sure that ball was going to drop twice, Lee.
Sampras played the volley. You thought that Agassi was too far from it. But again, his fitness is pretty sharp. Watch how he tracks this one down. Great approach shot. Look at the ball. He's got to really run some court down to get that ball. Wow.
Oh. Oh. Sampras could not believe that get. 4-3 Sampras. Serve and volley again from Sampras, takes him to set point.
6-3 Sampras.
Just wide, and Pete Sampras wins the tiebreak. He wins the first set 7-6. Stay with us. We're at final round action. Mercedes-Benz Cup from LA.
Now that was a remarkable set. Both guys playing at the top level of their game. The winner of the first set has won 17 of their 24 matches. So significant piece of equipment there for Pete Sampras, getting that first set in his belt.
They started this rivalry way back in.
And there's what I talked about in the opening set. There are a couple of floating balls where Agassi had to retreat on, and I think he should move forward, even just once a game. If he can win one easy point a game, that could be significant enough for Andre to hold his serve one more time.
Oh, Andre missing what looked to be a routine backhand volley. Started to say these guys played their first match back on clay in Rome, Italy. Agassi knocking Sampras off 2-1 in that battle way back in '89, but this their 25th meeting.
Great serve.
Ace number 3 down the center for Agassi takes him to 40-15. And another ace, number 4 for Agassi. And Andre Agassi holds. He now leads 1-love in the second set. Well, our man Vince Van Patten is all over the place, and he has found the father of professional tennis, Jack Kramer. Vince.
How you doing, Barry? Yes, I'm here with the legendary tennis pro, Jack Kramer. Jack, how you doing?
Well, Vince, I'm so happy to watch these guys play, because anybody that's watching them are seeing something that can really revive tennis in America. You got Sampras as a super champion with the all-court game based upon his good forehand and serve. And you got Agassi, who has that great defense and yet surprising a damn good serve as well. The main thing is the offense against the defense here, and they're damn near even. There's one service break each.
Now, didn't you always say that the great attacker would beat a great baseliner?
Well, you keep watching, and you'll find out that when Pete gets in there and forces Andre to make the passing shot, that he'll make more errors than he will placements. And so I think that's why Sampras is actually a better player on this kind of a court.
Let's talk about the old barnstorming days that you played in. You guys seemed like you had so much fun. You would travel from town to town through Europe and through the United States. What was that like, Jack?
Well, it was fun. Barry can tell you that. The hard thing about it, Vince, be honest with you, when you're playing in the feature match, if you didn't win, you were out of a job. So there was a lot of incentive there, and I was very happy to be associated all the years, because we were taking tennis to the country. No television those days, so it was great for tennis.
Thanks. Back to you, Barry. Appreciate it, Jack.
All right, Vince. Great to hear from Jack. And boy, that brings back a lot of memories for me, playing in those big towns like Des Moines, Texarkana, you name it. We were all over the place. 84 matches in 4.5 months. Quite a grind when I first turned pro, but that was the guy that started it all, Jack Kramer. And he was a brilliant player himself and a wonderful tournament director here for many years. Let's have a look now at our first set statistics.
Sampras certainly played well. He was dictating play, trying to move forward. You can see he spent a lot more time at the net. But again, both guys played well, more winners than unforced errors, and just a great set of tennis. Agassi continues to serve well, and that's been the big plus for him.
What impresses me about those stats, Leaf, is how often Sampras came into net in that first set. Pete not happy as Norm Christ verifies the call.
Well, Pete Sampras realizes that he's not going to beat Andre Agassi staying at the baseline. He cannot out-rally Andre Agassi.
Sampras out wide again, 30-15.
Well, last summer, these guys played a great match in Toronto, and Agassi lost the first set in a tiebreaker to Pete Sampras, yet came back and won the match. So Andre Agassi likes playing in the heat. And he likes to battle. You know, and that's something he wasn't really known for when he was young. You know, I think for a long time people tagged him as maybe something of a quitter late in matches, but now he's as tenacious and as much of a fighter as anyone. And I think this guy had a lot to do with it. Brad Gilbert really helped him shape his tennis, shape his attitude towards the game. Because the game has brought him so much, and he realized the love he has for the game. So he's really recommitted himself to being the best he can be in the last couple of years.
Sampras slides it out wide again. His 6th ace. 1 game all, second set. Sampras and Agassi. Let's have a look now at our Jinsana extra energy point of the first set.
Well, you can't go wrong with this one. Pete Sampras elevating and spiking. That's a classic shot, Barry.
1 game all now, second set. Sampras with the first, 7-6.
Well, Pete Sampras lives down the road only 10-15 minutes. He practices on these courts and this particular court fairly regularly. So he has to feel comfortable playing here. You know, your sight lines and your vision and how you feel out there on the court mean a lot to a player.
Interesting seeing Jack Kramer just recently. The tennis club that Jack started out in Palos Verdes is where Pete, when Tracy Austin called him Petey as a kid, used to play there. Tracy Austin, Pete Sampras, Lindsay Davenport, born in Palos Verdes. That's quite a hotbed of young, great talent coming out of that area. 30 love Agassi.
Beautiful free swinging backhand.
This match 1 hour old on the Ratto courtside clock.
Agassi using his serve there. An ace to get out to a 40-15 lead.
5th ace of the match for Agassi. A little grunt from Agassi as he went for that winner up the line, and now the sun has definitely made its appearance out on that center court. Sampras up there checking it out. Game point Agassi, 1-all. That's wide. Agassi holds in the 3rd game of the second set. 2-1 Agassi, second set. Agassi on the left, Sampras on the right, serving with brand new tennis balls. Changing after 7 and 9 games. We've played a total of 16 games. Sampras now looking back right underneath us here. There's a couple of late arriving spectators, and Sampras just fires a ball right at him. I love it. We are right on top of those guys as we look down at Pete. He looked a little annoyed.
Well, that is annoying as a player, particularly when they're right in the returner sight line. You know, you really can't start play because Andre Agassi is looking right at where those gentlemen were coming in, and that's right where the ball toss is.
You know, he used to be a great usher, was John McEnroe. Love, 2-1 Agassi. Both players have been at it for quite a while, Leaf, as we look at those unbelievable statistics here.
And look at those earnings from Pete Sampras, $36 million in prize money, almost even in hardcourt titles. Sampras, of course, with more titles, 58. But certainly two of the best.
And that's just on-court earnings. As everybody knows, the endorsement world is pretty lucrative for top players these days.
Well, Sampras has really turned his game around. The first 5 months of this year, he was really a non-factor. And only when he got to the grass at Queens Club started building his confidence there. He won Queens and then obviously won Wimbledon. And right now he looks like a different player than when he did in February after skipping the Australian and struggling through the indoor events. And again, a broken string from Pete Sampras.
Sounded like another one went there. Yes, it did. And Agassi's hoping that he'll get a call, because if that ball goes back, Sampras would have had trouble playing it.
He broke his strings, but I thought the ball caught the line.
Norm Christ explaining to Agassi that the string broke, but it didn't matter. The ball caught the line.
You know, it's always tough to see, but again, looks pretty good. The return just off the tape, falls back on Agassi's side. Bad break for Agassi. So a new bat, a new stick. 75 pounds of tension.
18 gauge. You're going to break some strings. Just wide. Sampras holds 2-all. Second set.
The Winning Way, presented by Charles Schwab.
Let's take a look now at the Charles Schwab Winning Way ATP Tour prize money board, Leaf.
Well, Gustavo Kuerten at the top. Grand Slam championships, Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, and Jenny Kafelnikov doing very well. But certainly Kuerten, one of the more consistent performers on the tour this year.
Amazing that not one of those guys that won a Grand Slam is at the top. No call. Right on the baseline. Sampras thought it was long. It's the linesman. The heat. Ace number 6 for Agassi.
Ace number 7.
Wow, Agassi really turning up the steam on that serve. If Agassi wins this match in 3 sets, he would surpass Sampras this year on the money list. Agassi quickly in with the volley. And so Agassi now holds. Stay with us. Sampras Agassi championship match. 3 games to 2. Andre Agassi leading in the second set. Sampras with the first in a tiebreak, 7-6. Speaking of prize money, let's have a look at this tournament. The winner will walk off with $46,000, but a pretty good chunk of other money available too, Leaf.
And of course, the key ones also are these ranking points. And that's what establishes the ATP Tour computer.
And at the end of the year, Charles Schwab will make a donation to the favorite charity of the player winning the most money on the ATP Tour. 15 love, Sampras. 3-2 Agassi. You saw how far wide Sampras ran on that error by Agassi. That's what makes him such a good volleyer, I think, Leaf, is the anticipation.
You know, good volleyers are always playing the volley and then recovering and playing the court correctly. And there he was moving to cover that down the line.
Just catches the tape again, and Sampras quickly to a 40-love lead.
Well, as you know, Barry, it always counts how well you strike the ball, but I think tennis, the majority of it has to do with your legs. You know, if you're in position, if you're getting down to the ball. So you really have to know how to move well on the tennis court to excel.
Sampras holds. We are at 3 games all. Now the conditions have gotten pretty much like they were at the start of the match. The sun has gone back behind some clouds, and so again, almost perfect conditions out there. A little bit of wind. Agassi really cranking up the serve now. 8 aces.
Well, Agassi realizing if he loses his serve, he might as well shake hands.
And I think I heard a string. No, I thought I heard a string break in Agassi's racket leaf, but not so. Second serve.
Awesome two-hander. Again, it just seems like when players play with 2 hands, they can create more angle. And Agassi really makes this backhand get outside quickly. Watch how the ball is curving out this way, and it really gets out quickly with angle.
Amazingly enough, Agassi out-serving Sampras in aces at this point, 8-6. That is remarkable.
Well, both guys getting some easy service games now. The tempo had been pretty high for a long time. I think they're settling down now where it's going to pick up very quickly here as we get into the later stages of the second set.
I tell you, that really helps Agassi to win some quick points on his own serve with those aces. No, that's wide. Agassi holds quickly. Agassi leading 4-3, second set. Sampras with the first in a tiebreak. Pete Sampras with the first set in a tiebreak, 7-6, now down 3-4. We were on serve as the sun has come out again here at UCLA. Well, Leighton Hewitt, one of the young up-and-coming Australians who unfortunately turned his ankle. He's on crutches, and he won the Rado Player to Watch Award earlier. And so congratulations to Leighton Hewitt, the Australian, for the Rado Player to Watch Award.
And he sprained his ankle against Andre Agassi in the quarterfinal, and it was 5-4 Agassi serving for the first set. And unfortunately for Hewitt, that'll take him out of the next 3-4 weeks, perhaps. Grade 2 sprain.
Sampras was just about ready to uncoil on an air Sampras there, and then decided to let that ball go. Leighton Hewitt leaf with a great effort in Boston for the Aussies when they beat the Americans 2 weeks ago in Davis Cup action. Second serve. No, Sampras gets caught in no man's land just behind the service line. 40-15. Oh, yes. Right down the center. And so Sampras holds 4-all. Let's go to Vince Van Patten, who is with one of Pete Sampras's first coaches.
Yes, I'm here with this amazing coach, Mr. Robert Lansdorf. How you doing, Robert?
I'm fine today.
Yeah. Listen, you started coaching Pete when he was 8 years old, when he had a two-hand backhand. Isn't that correct?
That's right. From 8 until about 14. And he had a great two-handed backhand. And I never felt the necessity of changing it at that time.
Did you think that he was going to be a great at that time, or did you? I mean, did you see it, or no, or not?
He was unbelievable talented. He had unbelievable volleys for a little kid. And I remember one time some agent came by and I said, "Hey, look at this kid, man. This kid is going to be #1." You know, but it didn't really show that much because he was very little. You know, so it took a while. You know.
But you got rid of his two-hand backhand because he did have a two-hand backhand in the beginning, right? But you thought that would help his game?
Well, you know, it's two-handed. You always give somebody a chance to go to a one-hand if they like it, you know, and it took him a while. When he was 16, he could only slice the backhand, and then he started hitting it. And I still like to see him hit the backhand a little bit more, though, you know, even now, you know.
Thanks so much, Robert. Back to you, Barry.
All right, Vince. Pete Sampras grew up in Palos Verdes at the Jack Kramer Tennis Club. Hit a lot of balls there with a young lady by the name of Tracy Austin. I remember Tracy used to call him Petey, and he didn't appreciate that too much.
I think a lot of young players use two hands on the racket because the racket's just too heavy, and it's tough to hold it with one hand. Certainly, if you start with a two-hander, you can make the adjustment to a one when you are stronger.
Oh, Agassi, a ripping, running forehand volley. Spectacular shot to end the point, and Agassi now leads 5-4. When we return, Sampras serves to stay alive in the second set. 4-5 Sampras, second set. It's good. Agassi between the legs, not quite. Agassi made that shot on Monday night, but those were different conditions.
Well, he played the point perfectly, but he just didn't hit a good enough volley. Pete was able to track it down, and look at that lob. Sampras can't, Agassi can't come up with the magic here. Do not try this at home. Not a high percentage shot, but that's why people love to watch Agassi play. He's got the heart of an entertainer. And these days, the eye of a tiger. He's the French Open champion. Remarkable achievement. Well, Sampras continuing to serve well. And he's had some easy service games, so he's saving energy.
And so Sampras very solid now. 5 games all, second set. A look ahead at our Fox Sports Net schedule. Next weekend, La Costa. Martina Hingis returns to that big event down there at La Costa. Fox Sports Net will be there. And then in August, mid-August, the Legg Mason Tennis Classic. Andre Agassi will try to defend his title there in Washington. And then just on the eve of the U.S. Open, a fantastic event out on Long Island, the Hamlet Cup, where they always get a great field, will be there as well. 15 love.
And Agassi going through a good stretch on his serve, and one of the keys has been getting that first serve in.
Look out, Sampras on the full run. Look at him, he's about 15 rows up into the stands. Unbelievable leap. Wow.
Well, again, this is one of his best shots, the running forehand. And again, this is like arena football, right out the exit.
Oh, man, that was great. It's wide.
Now, if it had been match point, he might have just run home. Remember, he doesn't live far from here.
That's spectacular. Agassi, 30-15, 5-all. We could be looking at another tiebreak here. And that ball drops in. Tremendous topspin, Leaf.
And that's one of the toughest shots in tennis, is taking that low ball in the middle of the court and creating pace and attacking off it. And Agassi, amazingly enough, was able to bring that ball down right on the baseline.
I think Sampras thought that ball was about a yard over the baseline when he first hit it. Agassi again with ace number 10. And so Agassi jogs over to the changeover. When we return to Los Angeles, Pete Sampras will have to hold serve, otherwise Agassi ties this match. Stay with us. We're on Fox Sports Net. Sampras serving now to try and get into a tiebreak, down 5-6. And an error from the forehand. Agassi, love 15. touches the net. Boy, another fraction of an inch, and that ball would have been over.
Well, what a great chance that was for Agassi. He had a look at a second serve, and he'd won the first point of the game. Well, it looks a lot different when you're facing his serve at love 30. And at 15 all. But again, another second serve here for Agassi.
It's good. Agassi deep, the open court. And Agassi sprints back to the baseline. And a huge hand. This crowd wants this to go 3.
Well, again, Agassi, he really sets up opportunities like this, and it's great to see him coming forward. I mean, this is Andre Agassi, the complete player.
15-30. Agassi had decidedly to go for it regardless. Huge swing on that forehand. The agony and the ecstasy and the Agassi. 30 all.
Well, that's the first serve Pete Sampras has hit in this game. So Agassi has had some chances here.
Kept the forehand low.
Agassi on the run. How he gets this cross-court angle, I don't know, but notice how he just flicks that racket head, finishing very high above his head. That brings the ball up over the net, back to deuce.
Gets caught. Andre with a full swing again on the forehand, and now Agassi at set point to even this match at a set apiece. Looks to me, Leaf, on the returns now, Agassi, in this game anyway, has decided to go for it.
He's definitely swinging away.
Yeah.
When he hits the ball so big, you wonder whether 3/4 speed might be enough.
We'll get it just wide. No call. Service ace, and Sampras with his 10th ace of the match gets to 6 games all. We will have another tiebreak.
Well, Sampras really dodged a bullet there. He did not serve well in that last game, but he does get into the breaker. Paul Annacone shaking his head there, saying he's going to need to serve better to close out this match here in this set. Certainly Agassi looking focused as Gilbert looks on.
First serve. Let first serve. Amazing, in 25 matches they had only played 7 tie breaks, coming in now 2 in a row. Oh, Agassi saw Sampras move in, tried to do a little extra, serves his first double of the match, and what a time for it. No call. Ace number 11 for Sampras. Another big serve out wide. And so Sampras now at 3-0 in the tiebreak. Colleague Lee Shiras has headed courtside just in case this might conclude. We'll try and get a word with the winner. Agassi, a solid backhand volley up the line. 3-1. Another shot here as Agassi comes in quickly. Gets caught, hits the little half volley there, and then watch this lunging backhand down the line. Perfect shot from the backhand volley. 3-1 Sampras. Sampras elects to come in. Agassi hits wide. It is 4-1 Sampras. And Sampras again cranking another huge serve down the center. Goes to 5 points to 1. He does not even stop to towel off. Sampras, who has now won 23 out of 23 points on his first serve. And Pete Sampras goes to championship point here at the Mercedes-Benz Cup in Los Angeles. 6-1 Sampras. Absolutely brilliant play from Pete in this tiebreak. That's good. Ooh. I don't believe this point. Sampras scampering all over the place, and Agassi could not believe he doesn't win that point. Tremendous effort from Sampras. Two great champions. And a huge ovation for the 1999 winner, Pete Sampras. A brilliant display of tennis. This match point. Now watch Sampras. Agassi in, hits the volley into the open court. Looks like he has the point won. Somehow Sampras gets it. Again, Sampras on the run hits a fantastic forehand. And so Pete Sampras, a brilliant display of tennis from the #1 player in the world. He wins it in 2 tie breaks. Stay with us. We'll have the presentation and a word with the winner when we return. Pete Sampras, the winner here at the Mercedes-Benz Cup. A great match, 2 tie breaks, 7-6, 7-6. Leif Shiras is with Andre Agassi. Leif.
Thank you, Barry. Andre Agassi, a great battle today. Had a couple chances here that Pete seemed to take him away, but it was just an amazing match.
Yeah, you know, it's quite an honor to be out here competing with Pete. I tell you what, the older I get, the more I treasure moments like this, because it's an awesome opportunity to ask the most from yourself, and I had a few opportunities today, and against Pete, if you don't capitalize on those opportunities, you know, it turns quick.
Well, you guys seem to bring out the best in each other.
Well, it's yeah. I mean, like I said, it's truly a privilege to be out here playing this kind of tennis, and you know, I'll remember the losses as much as the wins, and this one was a good match, and we definitely brought out the best.
Well, you've got a couple of steps ahead to the U.S. Open. Certainly another title on the way. Can you pull off a big win at the U.S. Open like you did at the French this year?
See, I mean, everybody knows I beat Pete when it really counts, so you know. I think if you thought it was a good match here, if somehow we're teeing them up in New York, I got a hunch it's gonna be rocking.
Andre, congratulations! Great tournament.
Thanks.
Barry.
All right, Leif. Well, some very fine moments for both players. A packed house here as people on their feet waiting for every word from these 2 great champions, and I'm sure Pete Sampras will have a word too. Let's go back to Leif Shiras, who's with the winner. Leif.
Okay, Barry, thank you. I'm hugging the winner here.
Don't hug me.
I just said don't hug the winner, but Pete, a battle today. You guys haven't really played that many tiebreakers when you've played. Only 6 tiebreakers out of 24 matches. 2 tiebreakers here today.
That's a good observation, Leif.
What was the difference?
2 tiebreakers. I mean, Andre is so tough for me to play. He returns so well, and I was down a set point there in the second. He wins that point, and then we're in the 3rd set, and it's anyone's ball game. But like Andre said, it's a pleasure to play against him. He brings out the best in me, and it's great to play out here in LA. The crowd was great. I had a
Did you sense that the crowd was pulling for a 3rd set? It seemed like they were pulling for Andre, but I think they were just pulling for a 3rd set. How did you feel?
I hope so.
Well, you live just down the road, and these are your home courts. You practice here a lot, so you're pretty comfortable out here on these hard courts.
I love Southern Cal, that's for sure. You know, it was so close in the 2nd set, and to play the 3rd set against Andre would, well, I'm done for today.
Well, Pete, it's been some great moments watching you play this week. And what are your thoughts for the rest of the summer? You're obviously gearing for the U.S. Open. What are your thoughts going into the summer?
Pretty good. I have a week off this coming week. I play a couple events in the Midwest, then the U.S. Open. So I feel good. It's nice to be back on the hard courts, which is a surface that I love, and hopefully I can break the record there.
Now, what would happen if you faced Andre Agassi in the U.S. Open final? What would that be like?
Well, I believe I'm 3-1 or 4-1 against Andre in the finals.
So you're 3-1 against Andre in finals,
but it's, you know, there's a lot of tennis yet to be played. If we reach in the finals, it'd be obviously great for the game and great for us too. I mean, we played each other since I was 7 years old here in Southern Cal, and so it would be a fitting way to, you know, hopefully break the record.
Well, you guys have given us some great moments. We hope to see both of you in the U.S. Open final. Congratulations. Barry?
All right, Leif. Well, 2 great champions in a wonderful match we've just watched. 2 tie breaks. The champion, Pete Sampras, 1999 Mercedes-Benz Cup. title holder. Stay with us. We'll be back to Los Angeles on Fox Sports Net right after this. The ATP Tour, presented by Mercedes-Benz on Fox Sports Net, has been brought to you by Charles Schwab, providing people, technology, and support to help you gain financial control. By Pepcid AC Chewables. Start living heartburn-free with new Pepcid AC Chewables. By Balance, naturally delicious bars and drinks. Never be out of balance. By TWA, adding new planes and new destinations in 1999. And by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at MBUSA.com. Beautiful day in LA, and the champion Pete Sampras, a brilliant display of tennis as he will pick up some silverware today. There are the trophies for both the winner and runner-up, and $46,000 plus in cash to put into that $30+ million bankroll. Well, let's have a look now at our Ginsana Extra Energy point of the match. This is Sampras on the return. Agassi in. Watch this running forehand as Sampras rips it and then goes about 25 rows up into the stands. Talk about extra energy. That's our Ginsana Extra Energy point of the match. Find the energy. Feel your Ginsana. And so Sampras the winner in 2 tie-break sets here at UCLA. Let's have a look now at our Ginsana final match stats. Very impressive match. Unforced errors about the same, although 19 for Sampras. He was going for shots, but look at this. Sampras into net 60 times. That was a big, big factor in the match. And so Pete Sampras, a winner in straight sets in Los Angeles. What a match it was. I think a lot of people coming into this match felt that Agassi had a big opportunity on this particular surface, but it was not to be. The Wimbledon champion wins it in straight sets. And we'll be headed for Washington, D.C., the Legg Mason Tennis Classic, August 21 and 22. Check your local listings. We'll have it for you. That great tournament from the nation's capital, the Legg Mason Tennis Classic on Fox Sports Net, August 21 and 22. There's Sampras as he climbed the stands. Another running forehand. A tremendous week of tennis here in Los Angeles. The Mercedes-Benz Cup blessed with great weather and great champions. And Sampras does it once again. And so for Vince Van Patten, our roving reporter, and for Leif Shiras, who did a great job on center court, I'm Barry McKay. From Los Angeles, everybody, so long.